Hey everyone, this is Yuffie, and this is a new video I got going on YouTube. What I'm going to start doing is a weekly video review of Kingdom Hearts cards from the new series, or Darkness Awakened, from the new set. Basically, it's going to be a weekly video review I'm going to try to start doing, see how popular this gets, see how interested people are. Maybe it'll, go off very well, and maybe it'll help people, look at this game differently, maybe improve some interest, and also some interest in some new cards, and how to utilize them better. This is my first review. I may not do it perfectly, but I'm going to try. My first card I'm going to review is Yuffie. She's a level 2 friend. She has a support value of +4, and her effect is when this card is discarded from your friend area, you may choose to lose -1 HP to return it to your hand. Now, this is a useful effect. Now, people look at that and say, well, yeah, it's a -1, though. What's so good about that? Why is -1 any good? You lose a hard point, an HP, and then, yeah, you get it back, but she's a level 2 with +4. You can play Goofy as a level 1 with +4. What's the difference? And, I understand, yeah, the -2 isn't pleasing at first, but if you utilize it right, this card has really great potential, because if you do use Tinkerbell, you can counter this -1 very easily, even if you only play 1 or 2, where you get +2 from those. Maybe you only use her effect once per game or twice per game. But if you're playing a World Rush deck with a lower level Sora, it's not really going to affect you that much, because you're going to have like 6, 7, 8 HP that you start with. If you go first, you play a World, well, now you have 8 or 9. You lose, a few hard points here and there. In the end, it may not kill you. I realize it's not always going to be perfect, but it can help you get over that hurdle. And she maintains, board presence, in the sense that, say they play a Simba on you, and you pick Yuffie, you can just discard her and then get her back in your hand, and then you have a card in your hand that you can have a friend, and she helps get level 3s out very easily, instead of like worrying about drawing that in your deck. Now, the nice thing about this game is that, yeah, you can drop 6 cards every turn if you really want to, and just keep drawing. The draw power is very effective. This game's very fast paced in terms of going through your deck and the cards that you grasp, every time you draw each turn. But what if they play cards like Huey, Dewey, and Louie? When it comes to that, yeah, maybe the Yuffie isn't so good, because if you keep putting her back in your hand, you're not going to be drawing cards as much either. But again, for board presence, or to just be a safety net, or if you're worried about losing your Donald Duck level 1 and your magic friends like Jack Skellington, or whatever else you're running, Donald level 2, you can ditch a Yuffie and just get her back. That's where it can be good, so you don't lose those magic friends that you need. Well, Donald that can cast magic friends, so you can get your Simbas out. If you're playing, depending on what deck you're playing. Even if you're playing an aggro deck, she can be very useful. You can get your Simbas out, maintain your Donalds instead of losing them and trying to draw them up again. Or if you lose all 3, well, even though we burn through the deck pretty quickly in this game, you still have to wait till you get shuffled back in, and then you have to worry about it late game, where you may not draw it for X amount of turns, and by then you could lose the game. So keeping Yuffie out on the board is very useful. And basically, it's not that, yeah, you can also use her in challenges too, over and over again, and just have that +4 all the time with your player card, whether you have the new Riku level 3, or you have a Sora, or even if you're playing a World Rush deck, maybe she can save your HP sometimes on certain turns. Use Tinkerbell. I mean, yeah, that can be counterproductive at times, but it all depends on the situation and what cards you're playing. But, overall, I think Yuffie's one of the coolest cards to come out in the new set. I think she's very useful. I think she'll be, underappreciated at first, because people look at her and it's like, well, you lose -1 HP. It's pretty stupid. But, I think she can, again, help maintain board presence, help you get higher level friends out, and just basically be there as a staple to maintain board presence. So you always have a friend available when you need it. And if you need something to ditch, you can ditch her and then get her back, and well, that's a level 2 you can play the next turn, as long as you got a level 1 out. So again, I think Yuffie's a great card. I think it has a lot of potential, and I personally plan to utilize her greatly. If I get the chance to, I'm going to play test her out and see what happens. But don't let the -1 scare you. It's not a lot in this game. It depends on the deck you're playing. I realize some friends, some player cards start at like 3 HP, and it's like, well, okay, that's now you're at 2, and I mean, yeah, I understand that. But if you play the new Riku, Riku's at 5 HP, and if you play some Tinks, you can get up to 7, 8, 9 HP, 10, 11 HP, very easily with those. Even if you're playing a couple worlds. I know a lot of people are going to be playing Destiny Islands in the new set, even if they're playing aggro just to get the level 0 friends quickly, as a tutor card. Well, if you're using those, you're getting HP anyways for that. So if you play that with Tinkerbell, it can really just help to counteract the -1 HP. To me, it just doesn't seem like, it's really that hurtful. But again, to each their own, maybe you find differently, but I just tried to give a positive review on her, and I hope this helps players out. Alright, thanks.